You are listening to Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast with your host, Michael Peterson.
Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast, and today is February 13th, 2025, and thank you for hanging out with me. If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, then head on over to youtube.com/hellocupcakeitsme to check out the YouTube channel that's updated every Wednesday and Saturday, and then head on over to hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the blog, and make sure that you follow me on all the different social medias. You'll find the links for that down below, and also check out my book, Carpe Diem Scroto, 365 Daily Affirmations, found at www.cdsthebook.com. So how is everybody? So if you tuned in to yesterday's YouTube video, things got very political and very just outside of the norm, which is, something that I didn't mean to, but it happened. I have very strong political views about the administration right now and about some of the quote-unquote executive orders and some of the bullshit that's trying to be passed. And I normally don't talk about spirituality or politics on any of my platforms, but there's going to be times when stuff like that does come out. So, sorry, not sorry. In the 12 or 13 years that I've been doing Hello Cupcake, It's Me, I've always tried to kind of steer away from stuff like that. But, at this point, if you don't know what my political affiliation is, then you really haven't been consuming my media all that long. Anywho, moving along. Some of the things that I didn't cover in Wednesday's video, I'll be covering today on the podcast. So, I had a mental health appointment this week, and we talked about art therapy, ART, not like drawing and coloring, but it's called accelerated resolution therapy. And I guess it's a new methodology of treatment that uses hand and eye coordination to reprogram the brain and some of the ways that you think about things and how they affect you. And one thing about ART therapy is that you do not need to really talk about your struggle or your issue or whatever else unless you want to. And that by undergoing this, from what I understand, you think about the trauma and the or the issue that you want to change, be it smoking, be it your relationship with eating, any number of different things, but it's usually used for PTSD, trauma, and so on and so forth. But you bring yourself into that trauma, and then you start thinking of something completely different, like a day at the beach, or you think of your happiest memory and you override it. And so it's an interesting methodology, and it uses several different therapies all kind of rolled into one, and it's something that I have never utilized before, so I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I've read up on it a little bit, kind of did a shallow dive, and I'm interested into seeing how this works and how this changes, if it changes and if it works. One of the things that I didn't like was the fact that the paperwork that I had to fill out said that it may be leaving you in a very triggered, very high state of just needing to feel like things aren't going to be okay for like a couple of days. And I said, well, I don't want that to I don't want to be triggered by my PTSD or my trauma or whatever else, and it leaves me in a depressive funk and triggers the suicidal ideations that I have and follow through with, one of those things. And so I'm very hesitant to fill out the paperwork, and I flat came out and told my therapist I am not going to sign any paperwork that says that I cannot hold your company liable for anything that may or may not come from this therapy session. I said, no. It's just, that's like saying, oh yeah, we're going to use you as a test crash dummy, but anything that happens to you, you're not going to sue the company and all this other stuff, but there's 100% chance that you are going to be seriously injured and probably so I'm just like, I will not sign that paperwork. So whatever therapist is gonna have to talk to me directly, because that's just not gonna happen. I'm excited to try the treatments, but I'm not going to be left in a state of activation and in a state of fight or flight. So, and she's like, well, we set aside 2-hour time periods so that we could de-escalate that for you. And I said, well, that's great and all, but the funny thing about mental health and PTSD is that 2 hours later, after I've already been deactivated, that could come back, and then what? Like, if it's after business hours and I need to get a hold of somebody, am I going to be able to get a hold of somebody? There's a lot of questions, and so I just got to talk to the provider who's going to be administering the ART therapy and make it well known, well documented, and very clear what the expectations are and what is going to happen, what is not going to happen. And I'm going to record the sessions and let it be known that I am not okay with the possibility of being left in this activated state. That is my patient right, and that is my rights for advocacy. So anyways, so yeah, that's what has happened. As for the rest of the week, just been doing a lot of website construction, working on my book website, doing a lot of back end tweaking on that, still trying to figure out a proper way to accept payments for the book and getting it out to people in a timely manner. Amazon really is dropping the ball on all of this right now, and it's pissing me off. Like, if I order an author copy, it can take up to 3 weeks for me to get it, but if I order it directly on Amazon from like the marketplace, like Prime, then I can have it basically the next day, and I think that's bullshit. Like, I don't like the disconnect, and I think that that's something that needs to be worked on. And you are also not able to use your Amazon Prime when ordering your author copies. They charge you for the shipment of the book, and I don't think that's right either. It's like, what the hell am I paying $140 something a year for if it doesn't cover everything that I need it to cover? And so still trying to figure all that out like, I ordered just 2 or 3 copies a few days ago, and actually it's been about a week ago now, and when I ordered it, it was back in like the last week of January, and they're supposed to be here today or Friday. And so I don't know, I just don't like the process of it all, and I really need to hop on to Barnes and Noble and see if I can get my book published quicker through them or not. I was originally going to go through Barnes and Noble just because it was going to be cheaper, but I have everything set up for Amazon, so I've just been using Amazon. The book is not available right now on the Amazon platform. Like, it's available for me, but it's not available for consumer purchase. And on the off chance that it does show up for consumer purchase, your order is to be canceled immediately. So but anyways, so that's pretty much it. I've done no cold plunges in the last, I want to say, almost month or so. It has been unnecessarily cold. Like, we are in full force winter here in the Pacific Northwest. This overnight, it dropped down to the low 20s. According to my Amazon show, it is 28 degrees outside, and I call bullshit because they don't take into consideration the wind chill factor of things, and we have snow on all of our mountains around us. And we're also expecting 2 or 3 more inches of snow in the next couple of days, and the snow that we have had was really strange. This last bit of snow that came through, it was in pellets. Like, not, think of hail, but fluffy snow. Each individual piece of snow was a pellet, and when you picked it up, it didn't really feel cold, but it melted in your hand within, like, I want to say within 30 or 40 seconds. And I thought that was really strange. And there's still patches of it on my car where it's that old pellet snow, but all the other snow has melted off. And I don't know what the hell they're doing with the weather system. The the big bad they, whatever they are doing with the weather system or whatever else, but it's been very strange and very unsettling how weird the weather has been around the world and nationwide, and how like they have that weird cold snap happening in the north and in the south, but in the like the middle of America there's like this hot air vortex, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I don't know if I've mentioned this. I'm pretty sure that I did, but I'm in the process of moving away from American social media. I have joined Blue Sky, which I know is part of the American social media, but it's by the guy who originally started Twitter. And basically, he copy and pasted the original Twitter into his own web servers and started up a whole new social media, and I really like it over there. But my favorite so far has to be Red Note. I just absolutely love Red Note. Now, there's a few things about Red Note that, as a Westerner, I don't care for, but as somebody who is new to their platform and new to their social media and stuff like that, I'm starting to understand. But I love the fact that they are so warm, they're so welcoming, and the fact that if you try to post anything political, anything religious, anything like that, your video automatically gets flagged. And there's been a lot of people bitching and complaining that their accounts have been getting shadow blocked and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you guys are coming over here with your bullshit American politics, your bullshit American, like, whatever, and trying to turn this into the next TikTok, when this is something that is 100% controlled by the Chinese government. They don't play. You can't come over here and be an American. Like, you can come over and be a respectful American. You can come over and be a respectful TikTok refugee, but you just can't be like your usual douchebag self. So, you want that? Go to True Media or whatever it is. That's where you want to be. You want to go to some Catch Up for Patriots kind of website. So I love the fact that the content creators are like blocking people, and they are and I love the algorithms over there are so in tuned. Like, if you look up sports cars and you interact with like 5 or 6 videos about sports cars, then your feed is like tailored to sports cars. If you look up anime or you look up arts and crafts or whatever else, your algorithm gets very tailored to those things. And some of my favorite TikTok content creators have started showing up over there, and I love it. And there is a stark difference between logging into Facebook and then turning around and logging into Blue Sky, and then turning around and logging into Red Notes. Like, you can feel the difference, like, and it's just really interesting. And I love the cultural exchange. We were doing a Q&A session where people ask me questions and I answer them as a typical everyday American who doesn't fit their idea of what an American is. And one of the creators said, we only know about America through the movies and stuff like that. We don't know what it's like in America for a regular everyday person, and we would like to know about that. And they're appalled by the taxes and stuff that we have, and they're appalled by like the prices of our food and how much we pay in our medical and everything else. One provider took us on a wellness trip with her, and she had 10 different procedures done and saw her doctor, had lab work and x-rays done and all this other stuff. And she goes and you have to pay everything right there on the spot at like this little ATM kiosk. And she's telling us what it says in English and shows how much money it is going to charge her. And I want to say it was like 32,000 yen, which turned out to be like less than $3.50 American for all of the things that she had to have done. All of those procedures that we would have had to have done: one, we would have had to have network coverage; two, we would have had to have made sure that we had the proper referrals and all that other stuff, and we wouldn't have gotten our results back like within hours. And that's how their medical system works. I was like, fuck, that would be amazing. So yeah, if you haven't been on Red Note, and if you're the type of person that wants to genuinely learn about other cultures and are not one of those people that want to just take your bullshit American politics and ideals and put them over on their platform, I highly suggest trying them out. But yeah, and there is a bit of a learning curve. If you have an Android device, I would highly suggest downloading Google Translate and getting very familiar with the translate feature on most Android devices. But yeah, a lot of the content providers are now creating captioned videos that show up in simplified Chinese and in English. And when using Google Translate, you're going to want to use simplified English. So you type it in English and then you translate it into simplified Chinese. But you're also going to want to make sure by using your translation software that it actually translates into Chinese, because their sentence structures are different and things like that. So I said on one video about somebody's cat, I said, your cat is very beautiful and kind of a nerd. And the translation said, your cat is very beautiful and a weirdo. And I thought, you know what? Okay, that's close enough to what I wanted to say. And then their emojis are completely different also. So you would put an emoji thinking that it meant something in American when it means something completely different. And so getting used to the emoji is very different also. And some of the emojis have thought or speech bubbles, and so you definitely need to be aware of what is being said in those, so you use your translation thing in order to read what's going on. But for the most part, just really good wholesome content and a lot of bloggers and vloggers and influencers. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. I have some things that I need to take care of today, and so I hope that you all are staying safe. And if you are living in one of the winter climate areas right now, please make sure that your phone is always charged, that you have enough gas, and that you have enough food and water just in case you have to shelter into place. And be safe. Don't add to the population and don't subtract from the population. And until next time, I will talk to you then. Bye, guys.
Hey everyone, did you know that there is a new exciting book coming out by the aspiring author Michael Peterson, called Carpe Diem Scroto 365 Daily Affirmations? This book is a daily affirmation workbook that has mental health writing prompts to help you navigate your day better. With funny and witty plain English humor, you will find prompts that ask you things like talk about a time that you needed support and didn't have it. What did you do to support yourself, and what tips and suggestions would you have for others who may be going through something similar? Each day, the affirmations help to reframe things so that you can get the best out of your day. And at the end of the day, there is a journaling section to write about the day's exploits. If you would like to learn more about this fabulous book, please visit the website www.cdsthebook.com. Again, that website is www.cdsthebook.com. If you have a podcast, radio show, or would like to book Michael for an engagement, or have him on your show, please send an email to cdsbook@gmail.com or look for the media kit and other booking information on the website.
Thank you so much for tuning in. You have been listening to Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast with your host Michael Peterson. Please make sure to check back often as new episodes are released bi-weekly. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to send a message to hellocupcakeitsme@gmail.com. And until next time, stay happy, safe, and keep doing the best you can with what you have been given.